So the first thing obviously will be to get rid of, or at least handle, every brain-related diseases like Parkinson's. So it's already being worked. We have some really nice technology. For example, with brain stimulation, basically we implant a small chip, some piece of electronics in the brain, and when you start like shaking, we can stimulate your brain. So basically the technology will send an electrical stimulation to your brain to inhibit the shaking. So suddenly you stop shaking, trembling. So that's a kind of in all of different. So far, as I said earlier, same thing with epilepsy, sleep disorder, addiction. So we'll shift a little from pharma to tech. So that's going to be the first societal shift that we will see happening more and more in the coming years. Trying to drugs will obviously improve, get better, more specific, less side effects. So that's going to be obviously moving forward at the same time in parallel. But in terms of the technology, we'll see more and more of the technology being used in clinics and therapy, things like that, for brain-related diseases. So that's going to be one of the big thing that we'll see more and more in the coming years. The other big impact in our lives, I think, will be more on the seamless aspect. So, for example, in education, so we'll get better tools for education, for learning. ADHD, for example, trying to focus and try to train the brain to focus. So whether that will take the shape of software, of training where you wear an EEG device or any other kind of headsets or things like that. For example, if you think about VR coming in classrooms, so in the VR headset, in the virtual reality headset like Oculus or any other devices, they will have some electrodes, some sensor embedded in the technology. It's going to be part of the device itself. So you won't have the impression that you're wearing 3 or 4 devices. You'll just put your VR headset and you have a bunch of sensor that will monitor your brain state, your reaction, your facial expression, things like that. And then the content itself that you will be the experience in the environment will be tailored to your mental, physical state. So that's going to be one of the first next step that we'll see. And then in 10 years or so, then we'll see more on the invasive side of things. So we'll probably see more surgery, more people with chips for various reasons. And brain stimulation is also very exciting. It's been very viral recently, where people zap their brain because with a 9-volt battery, you can put 2 wire with a 9-volt battery, some capacitor, some resistor, and then you can just put these 2 wires on your head and send an electrical current through your brain to try to boost your cognitive capacities. So that's a very, again, a lot of controversy in that field. Yeah, exactly. So that field will also evolve. So just to give you a rough overview right now, the field is promising, but we don't really understand what's happening. So there is positive results. It seems to do something. It seems to quote unquote work, but we don't really know what we're doing. It's kind of like taking a big cannon to hit a small target. Yes, you're hitting the target, but you're also doing a bunch of other things that you don't really understand what's happening. So we will definitely get better and better at it for brain stimulation. So that's also very exciting that we'll see more and more in coming years.